This is episode 2444 of your daily meditation podcast. I'm Mary Meckley, and I welcome you to day 6 of our series. We're at the tail end of the series this week as we explore loneliness. You are on a loneliness project all week long, and I've heard back from so many of you letting me know that this series has meant a lot to you. I want you to know, as always, you can find the full guided 30-minute meditation experiences on the Sip and Om meditation app. You can try the app for an entire week free. So you could get this entire week series free, or even the next week series free. Actually, there are over 2,000 guided meditations there. There are no advertisements from sponsors. It's pure insight and meditation. You also receive a journal with a daily reflection question, which is such a valuable tool, especially in a theme such as this week's. And also you get a guide, a slow down guide with all the techniques at your fingertips. So if you are trying to remember what the affirmation was, or what the breathing technique was, or there's an herbal tea recommendation for each series, as well as a yoga asana, and even a book recommendation. So it's really a nice way to support you as you go through a theme. That is, if you're ready. So again, that's the Sip and Om meditation app, but honor where you are. I know for many of you, you listen to the podcast and you really enjoy the insight, and then eventually you settle yourself down to meditate. Many of you already meditate. You enjoy the insight and you sit down, you're guided through the meditation, through using the technique, and then you continue seated meditating at your own pace, even after the episode stops. So there are just so many ways to support yourself as you continue with your meditation journey. Make sure that you share this particular series with someone you know who may be feeling lonely, because loneliness is an epidemic. It was before the pandemic, and now it's even more so. So, in today's episode, it's one of my favorite episodes of a series because on day 6, I share with you a flow. So you're going to be guided through a beautiful, soothing, peaceful flow meditation, and you'll be layering together the different meditation techniques you've explored all week long. And I also want to ask you, how is your challenge coming along? You are on a quest to connect with others, and also a quest to connect with your passion. Because sometimes connecting with your interests, your hobbies, those things that you're curious about, that you want to explore, are the means to pull you out of loneliness and to connect you with others in a deeper way. So I did research for you, as I like to do, as I share a series, and at almost every venture that I came across, there was a suggestion to pursue a hobby. There was also a suggestion I came across that I want to share with you, to put your hand over your heart. And this is an article. It's actually by goodhousekeeping.com, 16 things to do when you're feeling lonely, according to the experts. And this is an article written by Adele Jackson Gibson. It says, if you're feeling isolated, know that there are many ways to reclaim connection. So when you put your hand over your heart, you feel a sense of physical connection, because when we're lonely, we often lack physical connection. And in the article, it says, when we were babies, our bodies were trained to respond to physical touch as a form of communication and connection with our caregivers. So Even if you don't consider yourself a touchy-feely person, physical contact has always been at the center of feeling safe, secure, and cared for. So you don't need to be in a romantic relationship or to be excessively physical. What works is maybe getting a massage or leaning on a friend, giving someone a hug, even a stranger. Our bodies register the care we give ourselves in a similar way that it registers the care we get from others through physical touch, says Dr. Kristen Neff, Associate Professor at the University of Texas and author of Self-Compassion. Supportive touch works with the person's parasympathetic nervous system, which actually helps calm us down and reduces cortisol and releases oxytocin. So I invite you to settle yourself down now, hand on your heart. You might even put 2 hands, crossing them over your heart. See what feels best for you. Get in the habit of doing this. I actually have been doing this today, and I will say it's been very effective. So, as you're seated, make sure you're comfortable as always. I always recommend you sit on the edge of a cushion, rolling your hips a little forward, whether you're seated in a chair, on your bed, or on the floor. Because when you do this, it's going to keep your spine neutral and straight so you don't slump when you meditate. This is important because it helps to keep you alert. Now I want to share with you a message from your fellow meditator. So place your hands over your heart. Know you are not alone on this loneliness quest. It has been one of the most popular. This is a message from Michelle from the Philippines. She says, I just started to listen to your podcast about a week ago, and it helps me get through the day. Your meditation podcast helped me with the pain I'm experiencing right now. Thank you for every day. I'm so grateful that I saw your podcast. I tried being friends with people in other countries, and they are so welcoming and even friendly. Thank you, Michelle. And you are so right. Sometimes when you feel like you can't really connect in your community or your culture, I lived somewhere like that for a long time. In fact, it was where I lived just before I moved to where I'm living now. And it was a very difficult situation. And that's one reason why I reached out to form a podcast so that I could share meditation with other people in other places, because where I lived just was not a place where meditation was mainstream or even accepted. So as you noticed, Michelle, sometimes you go outside of your own culture or community. You can feel more comfortable with other people and other cultures sometimes than your own. Just know that and honor it. So with your hands on your heart, begin to mentally affirm, I choose joy. I choose joy. Whatever that means to you, and it's going to be unique to you. Honor this part of who you are. As you inhale and exhale through your nose, inhale to the count of 6. Hold for 6. Exhale for 8. Inhale 6. Hold for 6. Exhale for 8. Beautiful. Notice how you feel. You can continue with this count or to a count that feels best for you. You may place your hands in this week's Durga Mudra, intertwining your index finger around your thumb as you place your thumb in your palm, doing this with both hands, palms uplifted on your lap or legs, and then fold your other fingers downward over your thumb. So it looks like your thumb is tucked into your fist with your middle finger intertwined around your thumb as best as you can. You can find this mudra on the Sipanome Instagram. Inhale and exhale through your nose, inhaling peace, exhaling tension. Notice what brings you joy. Feel a deep sense of joy stirring within you. Deepen your experience of this joy. Beautiful. Allow yourself to meditate for as long as you feel comfortable doing so, allowing yourself to sink into joy and what it means to you to feel joy. You are so worth slowing down for.